Okay, guys, I've really been doing these lives because I feel lazy. I haven't felt editing. I do have a genuine vlog coming. Like I have a couple videos coming. I have one where, and I hope you guys can hear me. I have one where it is, well, if I can convince him, it's a Mr. kind of narrating my makeup routine. And it's interesting because I actually have a wash and go. That's why my hair is a little bit fuzzy today. I don't typically wear wash and goes, but I was trying the aloe thing and I thought, hey, why don't I try wash and go? It turned out pretty much the way I remember all wash and goes turning out on me, which is my hair is very thin and it looks scalpy. I look like a drowned cat. It doesn't have volume. But you guys will see it because I'll put the video up like if I can get him to narrate it, like after he narrates it. Anyway, today I have all of these brass napkin holders, and they're really bad. I don't know if you can see them, but they're really kind of gross and icky. And I have this bright metal polish. So I figured I would just kind of talk to you guys about some random stuff and polish my brass. If I tell you how long it's been since I've needed to polish this brass, you would be horrified. I think I've needed to polish these brass napkin rings for years, like multiple years. I've used every napkin ring in my cabinet except for these, purely because they got tarnished. Hi, Adam. Purely because they got tarnished and I didn't want to clean them. So I have been putting this off forever, which people who know me will be surprised by that because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, like as far as how things look and how I keep things, like it can be super anal. Use sanitizers to polish everything. Well, I'm using this. It's Bright Touch Metal Polish. I tried it on like some treated, so these are full brass, but I have like the tiers that you put like cupcakes and things on, and I tried this brass polish or this metal polish on those. It cleaned them at first, but uh, long term, it kind of faded out. These, I think it's gonna look really good though. Here, I'm gonna show you guys. There's some stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Some stuff that I just thought was fun. Like I was sitting here. Mr. probably won't like that I talked to you about it though, but it's a compliment to him. But I was sitting here like thinking, and I was like, you know what? I could talk to them while I polish this brass. So this isn't totally clean yet, but you can just kind of see the difference. So you see how shiny that is versus like the ones that aren't polished. So this one is polished and these are not. Well, it's not polished, but this part of it is polished and these ones are kind of dull. So hopefully I can get them. I don't know if I'll make it through all of them because there's 2, 4, 7 of them that I need to do. I don't know that I'll do all 7. There should be 8 though. Look how much came off on my towel. And this is just like one ring on one thing. I don't know how much of the polish I'm supposed to use. Honestly, growing up, I never had to polish metal. So hopefully I don't overuse it. The fumes are kind of way more serious than I thought they would be. I can't lie. But anyway, I was sitting sort of thinking because, so for those of you guys who don't know, I am a Leo. And hi, Trell. I am a Leo. And my moon sign is Sagittarius. So being a Leo, I'm very particular like about a lot of things. And Mr. is a Taurus. And that is an interesting combination. It doesn't always work. Taurus are really stubborn. And Leos are really kind of spoiled. I think we have a reputation of being a bit egotistical, which I wouldn't say is totally inaccurate. But I was kind of chuckling to myself. And this is kind of why I thought I would chit chat with you guys. Because this morning, I thought I was gonna have to run an errand, so I bought a Galaxy um 10 Plus. I bought it like toward the beginning of the year. I think I bought it like in December of last year or January of this year. Back when it was like brand new, like when it first came out, I bought it. And then my baby, my youngest, he had a birthday party later in January. And when we went to the party, I think I was just like doing a little bit too much, like at the party. Um, I reserved like a glow in the dark room for us, and I got all the kids like extra tokens, like, well, it's like a card, like a credit card they carry around. Hey, Kenny, you're a Sagittarius, Adam. We would probably get along since my, um, like in real life, like we get along online, but like in real life, we'd probably get along. Since my moon is in Sagittarius, I think we would get along really well. I heard that Leos and Sagittarius are very compatible. Like we make good friends and, like marriage partners and things like that. So anyway, so I took, him to his birthday party, and we were kind of like living it up at this. It was like thrown at this, like, how they have kids, places for kids where there are games, there are rides, there's a maze, like there's all this stuff. And we were just living it up, and he had all these toys, and I brought my stroller, and I have a really nice stroller. I'm saying this not to brag. I'm saying this to kind of paint a picture of why I probably got robbed. So, oh no, I got it on my wood table. Oh my gosh. Is that bad? Ooh, okay, wait a second. I've got to open up my towel a little bit. Apparently, I cannot get this on my wood. Gosh, I picked the wrong table. I should have done this on a glass table. Anyway, so I'm telling this not to be braggadocious, but to kind of paint a picture of probably why I got robbed. And a lot of times I am not cognizant about how I appear to other people. And so anyway, it got me robbed. So ultimately what happened is we threw the party. We had one of the fancy party rooms, like with the glow in the dark, everything. And so when our time was over, I had to kind of like travel the place with the kids because one, my youngest was 4 going on 5, like just turned 5. And also I just needed to monitor like the kids, but I didn't want to leave our presents and like all that stuff. So try to picture this, okay? And if you saw my video with Bella, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we go, the girls wanted to wear their fur coats because it was cold. So we go in there, the girls are wearing white fur coats. We have a ton of toys. I'm pushing a stroller, like a $1,500 stroller. I've got all this stuff going on. I've got everything piled on there. And then the kids from my party are like on all the rides. They're treating like random kids to rides and games and stuff. So I'm looking like a target. I wasn't thinking of it this way, but like in hindsight, after having things stolen from me and just, like I said, basically being robbed, I recognize I was like a walking target, right? So I'm really distracted. It's like the end of the party. The kids have tons of tokens. Like Christian got 1,000 tokens just for being like the birthday boy. So they have like this wheel that you can spin, And when you spin the wheel, it like gives you like all these prizes they can get. So the prize that he got was 1,000 tokens. And then of course, because the kids just had a lot of credit on their cards and stuff like that, all the kids ended up with, around 1,000, 1,500. Christian didn't get much more because he's too small to really play the games and like win any tokens. So at the end, we're all at the thing, and I'm like over the party at this time, and I'm trying to kind of help the kids pick what they're going to pick so we can leave because I'm done with it. So while I'm distracted, I'm kind of going back and forth. And so I have my phone. Now, mind you, I felt some kind of way. about this. I had my phone. I answered it. I think it was Mr. I answered it and I was like, oh, I'm just wrapping up or whatever at the party. And so I did not drive there. I had taken a Lyft there. And when I looked down at the stroller, like where all the presents were piled up and like all of that stuff. Yeah, Asha, I was. Oh, you've had your car broken into? That sucks. That kind of thing makes you nervous. This definitely made me nervous. So somebody at some point took from off the top of my stroller. So fortunately, my purse was up there. So I think I have a review for that purse on this channel. I'm not sure. I have a big, like, purple, it's like kind of lilac, suede. It's like really big, Bayswater. And I had that sitting on there. And if you're familiar with Bayswaters, they're kind of like a cheap version, like a very cheap version, right? Of the style of the Birkin. It has like the flap and you can tuck it in. So the purse was open and my phone, like my brand new phone, is like sitting on top of the purse. And we are just looking like we're doing way too much for a kid's party, And so I really blame myself because I'm a Leo, going back to what I said in the beginning. If you know Leos, you know that we're always kind of overdone and overdressed, right? And whether we intend to or not, we like to be the center of attention. So I'm in there with my daughters in their fur coats and this overpriced stroller and a giant suede luxury bag and a $1,500 phone sitting on top of the bag and presents piled up and just making a spectacle of ourselves, which got me robbed. So long story short, they, once I realized, because I didn't realize that anything had been taken until I needed something, because my purse was there. Probably had they grabbed my purse. And I think the only reason they didn't grab my purse is because you can't really escape with like a big, giant purple purse. Like people are going to notice that. So I think that's why, man, you know what? I think I waited too long to clean these rings because these napkin holders, I might need to polish this like with something stronger because can you guys see? Can I make it so you guys can see? So here's the difference. So these are the clean ones and these are the dirty ones. Clearly you can see that there's like a color difference, right? These ones these ones are obviously a lot brighter in color. They're not dingy. But on them, there's like these little spots where I think it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like maybe the brass needs to be polished with something more aggressive to get those spots off. I don't know about brass like that. So I don't know, but I feel like this is not quite right now. So I'm a little bit, I may have waited a little bit too long because when metal rusts, that's actually like a fungus on the metal and it kind of actually eats it. And I wonder if I just let it sit on there too long because all of it's not polishing off. It's not a lot, but it's like there are places where it's definitely spotty. So I'm a little bit worried about that. The dingy ones still look clean. Well, not in person though, because look at this. Look at all of that. I got all of this off of this one set of rings. So these were actually pretty darn dirty. Maybe it's just hard to tell on camera, but they are really filthy. So anyway, so I'm making a whole spectacle of myself. And I blame this on being a Leo. Because Leos, we can be a bit over the top. So I'm at a kid's party and I'm just over the top. My kids are over the top. The party's over the top. We're just being over the top. So I got really what I had coming to me. Well, not what I had coming to me, because they were wrong for taking anything from me, especially you see me with children, you know? So long story short, we looked on the cameras. We tried to get evidence for the police. I kind of threw like a whole fit about it. I got home, I called the cops. Obviously, my phone has a tracker on it, so I tracked the phone to a location. I insist the police go there. Like, if you're not gonna go, I'm gonna go, because this is a felony. Like, it's only a phone, but it's a brand new $1,500 phone. It'd be different if it was older and had depreciated in value, but like, this was fresh out the box. Somebody needs to go to jail. That was kind of like how I felt. Of course, the police got there and the people were like, they did not take the phone, this and that. They don't have a warrant, so it's not like they can go in there. I was really stupid because I started to become paranoid. I could have caused the phone to ring, or like an alarm on the phone to go off. I didn't know this at the time, but Samsung has it set up that way. The problem is that I was worried about my SIM card. And I didn't want somebody to remove not my SIM card, but the memory card, I mean. I didn't want somebody to remove my memory card and have access to my photographs on the memory card. And so I wiped the whole phone clean, and then I relocked it. I did all this virtually. So once I did that, I wasn't able to, like, I turned off the service to the phone. I like all this while I was waiting for the police and trying to convince them to go to the house. I should have been more patient, because then I could have like forced the phone to ring or forced, something to go on. But I just wasn't patient because I didn't know that I could really convince the police to go to the house. So anyway, they were like, we'll do an investigation. We'll go by the plates. We'll look at the security cameras, stuff like that. Because I was like, justice must be served. That's kind of how I felt. So anyway, long story short, I got another phone. Well, I used my old phone. I used my 8 Plus, and then the whole coronavirus thing happened, and then it was really hard to get the phone from Samsung. Plus now they have like a S20, like a 5G phone. I didn't want the S20 because those phones are like another $1,500. So I just bought my phone again. And I'm not like totally into the whole 5G thing anyway, because where I live, there are no 5G towers, and 5G really only works if you're like directly under, like right by a 5G tower. They don't just like work, just to be working. Like if you get a 5G phone, it's going to be useless now because we don't have the infrastructure to support 5G service. So I could not see paying $1,500 for a phone with 250 something, whatever, megabytes, gigabytes, I don't know, of data, or not data, but storage on it, which is the smallest amount of storage, for something I can't use. I live in the middle of nowhere. There are no 5G towers here. I'm not going to get any level of 5G service out here. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, why am I telling you guys this story? I don't know. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this story. I think because I wanted to talk about Mr. or whatever. So, oh, yes, I know why I'm telling you this story, because I want to talk about Mr., but I'm going to get to what happened this morning with Mr., and it had to do with the phone that made me think about it. So I guess I was telling you this whole story, like the backstory, so you could understand why I have to go to my cell service provider. So anyway, I like was hawing and humming about whether or not wait, what did somebody say about the stimulus check? Oh, I know people who have already gotten their check. I won't get a check. Obviously my kids don't qualify. They don't have social security numbers. I don't think I qualify. Mr. was saying we might get something, but I don't think we will. Like, I think we both have an income that's too high to get a stimulus check. But he was saying we might get something. It's just going to be less. And I was like, well, $1,200 is not a lot of money, like depending on where you live, right? And I thought the 75,000 was like not fair because Mr. and I were talking and we were like, there are some people like who live in California where $75,000 a year doesn't do much, you know, and a $1,200 check is better than nothing, but that's very little money. Like they really should have come more correct than that. And they're talking about this one-time payment should help Americans for months. I was like, when did $1,200 ever help anybody for months? You know, that's, you know, for a lot of people, depending on you where you live, that won't even cover your rent, or maybe it will only cover your rent, or, you know, so I don't really know. But anyway, so I didn't buy a new phone right away. I ended up using my old 8 Plus, right? Because before I bought that phone, I had an 8 Plus that I kept for almost 2 years. And my screen went out. So the touch screen on that phone just suddenly stopped working, like literally out of nowhere, y'all. It was the craziest thing. I was so upset. I was like, what in the world? This touch screen is literally like not working at all. So make it so bad. This means I can't unlock my phone, fingerprint, no. So I'm like, okay, let me restart the phone. I restart the phone, but because the touch screen doesn't work, you guys, I can't even, because you know, when you have your fingerprint on the phone, the first time you like unlock it, when you restart it, you have to type the numbers in. I can't type the numbers in. So I was like, okay, finally, I'm going to have to break down, because before I didn't want to replace that phone because I'm not made of money. Like nobody has $3,000 just to be dedicating to cell phones in a matter of like 2-3 months. So I really wasn't trying to repurchase that phone because, you know, you buy one nice phone, you cough up the little $1,000 or whatever for the phone. You expect to have the phone for at least a year and a half, right? 2 years. I think after 2 years, it gets a little sketch, but you don't expect to turn around 60 days later and cough up another, you know, G for a phone. So I was like, I'll just use my old phone. Well, the old phone stopped working. So I was like, okay, finally, I have to break down. I have to buy another phone. So I bought the other phone. Here we are in April. So the phone arrives. It takes a week to get here. And I call my provider and I'm like, okay, I would like to activate my phone. And they're like, fine, we're going to send a code to your old phone. And I go, well, my old phone, the touchscreen doesn't work. If you send a code, I can't, what am I going to do with it? I can't even see it because I restarted the phone. So I can't even see the text. Like even if I had restarted the phone, the text would have popped up on my screen and I probably could have saw the code real quick. I can't even do that. You know, I can't even see the flipping text on the phone. So they're like, because they don't take passwords or anything over the phone and they have no verification for changing your service like that over the phone without them being able to send this text message or whatever to my phone or this special code or something, that I have to go, that I have to go into the store in person. How can I still unlock it, Adam? How do I still unlock it if the touch screen is out? How does that work? You'll have to tell me how you can do that. So, because if you can do that, then I won't have to go. Anyway, so this morning I was like, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the service provider because it's not like my cell people are around here or anything, you know? So it's kind of out of my way to go to my cell phone service provider. So I was like, okay, today I'll go. So a lot of you guys know that I volunteer and I teach a history class. And I'm doing parent-teacher conferences. So I blocked off today for no conferences because I didn't want to be like out and about trying to switch my cell phone service. Now, mind you, let's be clear. Because I can't switch my service over to my new phone, technically I have no cell service, okay? I also have no landline. So the only way my phone will work is if there is an internet connection. So when I leave my house, I have no cell service. I know this sounds silly for those of us who are old like me, like every time you left your house, you had no cell service. But this is not back in the day where there are like phone booths and things like that for you to go to. Like those things are long gone. So anyway, I got the day wrong that I was able to go, or, because Mr. still works during the day. So he still has, I think he may not teach a class today, but he like takes meetings and like he works during the day, even though technically the school that he teaches at and the programs that he works with, those, like all that district is closed down, but everybody is doing like remote learning or whatever. So he can't be of any help with the children. Not that I would put him in that position anyway, because I don't think he's ever stayed alone with the kids, ever. So anyway, my eldest son was going to do it, but he's an essential worker, and I thought he had today off, and apparently he has tomorrow off, which really sucks for me because I have parent-teacher conferences scheduled tomorrow, so I don't know how I'm going to make the time. Hey, Snapzilla. So I don't know how I'm going to make the time. Wait, a sequence of buttons? Well, no, but I can't push any buttons. Adam? Oh, you're going to check the app? Okay. Because remember, I can't push. When you're checking, Adam, remember, I can't push anything on the phone. So unless that sequence of buttons is on the outside of the phone, it's not happening. So anyway, so I couldn't go or whatever. So now we're getting to the part about Mr. Okay. So I can't go, and I was all like, I was fully dressed, you guys. I was fully dressed and I wasn't wearing this, but I was like fully dressed to go outside. And I went in there and I was so disappointed that I couldn't go. Not so much that it matters that I'm going tomorrow, only that I blocked off. I didn't take any parent-teacher conferences today because I didn't want to run the risk of being somewhere without my service switched over and without internet and then have a parent-teacher conference come up. So I scheduled them all for tomorrow. So I was like, this is going to be a little bit difficult. I think these are coming along. Okay, so maybe you can see the difference now. See how dark these are? So these are the clean ones, or mostly clean ones, and these are the dirty ones. Can you guys see that? Dirty, clean. Anyway, or mostly clean, because I feel like the rust kind of ate away. There has to be a way to fix that. I'm going to have to Google, like, if your brass gets, like, is there a such thing as metal sandpaper or something that I can use to like fully really deal with this? Anyway, so I go up there and I'm hawing and humming, and I go up to Mr. and he's laying on the bed or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I've got to get my kisses and my hugs. I'm a Leo. This goes back to me being a Leo. So if you guys have ever been in a relationship with a Leo, or if you have a parent that's a Leo or anything like that, something you'll know about us is we really like to be adored. Can I put that? We really are affectionate. We like a lot of attention. And I'm a Leo sun and I'm a Sagittarius moon, right? And my ascendant is Cancer. So literally, I am the most touchy-feely kind of like love on me person ever. And as a Leo, I love to be adored. Like, I love to be adored. This is like essential to my being, right? So I go up there to get my adoration on, like, so he can like kiss on me and I can mess with him and stuff. And Mr. is cold-blooded. So has anybody ever been in love with somebody who's like really jerky? So Mr. he loves me or whatever, but he is cold freaking blooded. He's the sort of person, like if I go to kiss him or something, he'll go like this. He only does it to get on my nerves. Like I know he only does it because he knows it like gets my goat. It really, really does. And I make a huge deal out of it. And he has a good poker face, but you guys haven't seen Mr's face, but he has really big lips, like really wide, like a Joker smile. When he smiles, it's like his whole face. And so if his lip even twitches a little bit because he's about to laugh, like you can tell because his lips are so large. So he gets his jollies off of acting disinterested in me. I'm not even kidding. It doesn't matter what I do, y'all. Do anything. He will act as if I'm not, like, I'm watching the news, you know what I mean? So we don't have any TVs, but like he'll go online and he'll like watch the news and stuff. He'll be like, oh, I'm watching the news, or oh, I'm trying to read, or you know, oh this or oh that, you know what I mean? Oh, am I frozen? I think I froze. I'm not sure. So, well, he called the Joker smile. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm not sure if you guys can't hear me or if it's just that I said it's super laggy over here. But something seems crazy. I don't want to keep telling the story if you guys can't hear me. Wait, I'll wait. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. And I don't want to tell the story and you guys cannot hear me. Oh, maybe you guys can. Can you hear me? Have you guys been able to hear me this whole time? Because I think it's getting like a little bit laggy. Or at least it is on my end. Remember, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so my internet service is, oh, it's buffering. Okay. Is it still buffering? Okay, I think you guys can hear me now. I feel like it's just not very clear. At least when I look, it doesn't look clear. But anyway, so I was trying to be like kiss all over him and like mess with him. And I always throw like a little bit of a tantrum when he does me like that. So I start really messing with him. So like I'll close the computer or I'll just be like really over the top because I'm a Leo. So I'll be like really over the top and like really kind of like crazy because he's ignoring me, and I'll pout about it and make like a big deal about it or whatever. And so anyway, that just got me thinking like who else um I got more of this on my table. Oh my gosh, I can't. I think this stuff is really bad for my wood. And I'm just like, every time I set this bottle down, it's like splattering everywhere. I'm pretty sure that metal polish doesn't belong on my wood table, y'all. Anyway, so that just got me thinking. I was thinking of that, and I'm always trying to get Mr. because I don't think Mr. has ever been with like a Leo before. And I'm always trying to get him to like listen to and like reading him things about like my personality traits, because there's like some stuff about me and he's like, you are so this or you're so that, and I'm like, I'm a Leo. What do you expect from me than for me to be like a Leo? Like, this is exactly what we're all like. And what's crazy is one of his best friends from school is a Leo. So I was like, I know I can't be like, you have to have experienced this before. This is not just me. Anybody who's been around a Leo, tell me, are we all not like this? Just kind of over the top and very like needy of compliments and presents and like stuff like that. Mr. will do it. So he's really smart. Mr. will totally pamper me. Like he'll get me gifts or like if you guys look at the trip we took to the islands where I got the sunburn, I have like a vlog on this channel where I like vlog our whole time on the islands. And it was like the first time I wore a bathing suit like in many, many years. And like we got stuck on the mountain and I got like a really bad sunburn. I like actually vlogged that trip. On that trip, the first leg of our trip was to San Diego, where we like saw like his parents and stuff. And he picked out a hotel according to my style. So if you guys have seen like around my house, like there's a particular look that I like. This whole hotel was like my house blown up into hotel size. And so I was like really into it. So my whole point in telling you this is that Mr. can be really, really sweet and romantic when he wants to be. Like I was frustrated about not being able to go to brunch. And like I think 2 videos ago, I was showing like how he bought me like a champagne thing with like truffles and chocolate and all this stuff, right? Or sometimes if I'm just like laying on him, so I listen to ASMR, and how many of you listen to ASMR? And the ASMR I like is the one where it's like the head massages. I like that sound. It helps me relax. So he hates it if I fall asleep with like my earbuds in. So pretty regularly, if I lay on him, which I do because he's like a big pillow, he will massage like my scalp. It gets my hair really tangled, but it feels really good. He'll like massage my scalp and he will literally do it for hours. Like he will sit there for an hour or 2 and just massage my scalp. Like he gets very committed to it. This same person is the person who will literally act like I can't get a kiss from him. When I try to get up there and like get some hugs or kisses or something, he'd be like, like I'm busy, I'm doing something. And I was telling him this morning, I said, probably one of the reasons I like you is because, he's so hot and cold, and it's like always a challenge for me to like get what I want from him. Like sometimes like he's super sweet, but I never know who I'm going to get. You would think he was a Gemini. I never know what I'm going to get when I go up there. But obviously he's not like that all the time because I couldn't deal if he was like that all the time. Like in real life, I could not deal with that. But because sometimes he's like ridiculously sweet to me and ridiculously affectionate to me, I can like deal with the times where he is like literally just being difficult to be difficult because he's a Taurus. So he's just difficult to be difficult. He's just stubborn for the sake of being stubborn. It's like simply because I want it, I can't have it. He's like that person. Like just because you want it, just because you're making it a big deal, I'm just going to show that I'm the authority in this situation. Sagittariuses don't really like to be disturbed, but we're in the middle of something. We enjoy doing it. Yeah. Well, my moon is in Sagittarius, and I don't like to be disturbed either. If I'm doing something, I really just want you to leave me alone. I also am a person, I have to be careful. Y'all, I will never leave. I could literally never leave my house. I have to make myself go do stuff because it's not that I don't like people. Like I'm great with people. So I'm not a person to like, how some people like really approach. My god sister is a Leo. She's like a really outgoing Leo. I'm like very introverted. I'm not an introvert per se. It's more like look at my hands, y'all. Look at that. It's crazy. It's more like if we're dealing, right? But we would have to, I'm the sort of person that, let's say if we're at an event, I'm not going to go and approach people or go out of my way to talk to people, but I'm very much a people person in small groups. Like if it's one-on-one or if it's like a few of us, then I'm very sociable. If it's too many people, I'm not really trying to be bothered like that. And if I'm busy and I'm doing something, I really want to be left alone. Like, don't approach me. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me questions. Like, please just leave me alone. That is like a major flaw in my personality. Well, I wouldn't call it a flaw. Maybe other people see it as a flaw. I feel like, People are who they are, you know? I don't know, not saying that there are no such things as personality flaws, but just saying like people are who they are at the same time, you know? Wait, so yeah, thank you. Some Leos love attention. Yes, and are dominant. That's very true. That is very true. Adam, I didn't use any sunscreen. I figured I was dark enough to get away with not using sunscreen. Oh, it won't let you post the link in my chat? Oh, I'm not on my thing, so I can't even make you a I can't even make you a mod. Just post it in my comment section. I'm on StreamYard and it doesn't I can't control my mod functions on StreamYard. I don't know that I have any mods on this channel. Maybe only Kenny from a long time ago. But I've been being really lazy with this channel, you guys. I haven't been doing pre-recorded videos simply because I haven't felt like editing, just to keep it 1,000 with you guys. I haven't felt like editing. And because I haven't felt like editing, I haven't been posting to this channel very much. But I'm gonna bite the bit and edit some videos. But since I didn't want it to seem like I totally disappeared from this channel, I've been doing like lives occasionally over here, just so you guys don't think that I'm gone. I'm really disappointed in myself for not having polished these sooner, because these have a lot of little spots on them and I don't know how to get these off, you guys. Like, I'm gonna really have to look up how to get these spots off of my brass. I don't know how to do it. This polish is not taking them off. Like, it's getting them clean. So I showed you guys my towel earlier. So this towel is getting them clean. They are cleaner. They're a lot cleaner. Like, they're a whole lot cleaner. But there's some spots where I think I just left the tarnish on there too long, and it's actually eating into the brass. I'm surprised you guys can't really tell the difference. These are so dingy and dirty. Do you see how like it's almost black right there? See how it's like almost, it's weird because it's like flipped around. Do you see how it's like almost black? And then these are like really shiny. Can you guys see the difference? I really want you guys to like, that's some Leo stuff too. I'm like, I really want you guys to appreciate like how shiny these have gotten. Like all this work that I've done. But there are these little, I want to kind of show you guys what I mean. Let me see if I can get it close enough to the camera. Where's the camera? So, okay, do you see that spot right there, for example? See that little dark spot where my pinky is tapping? Those. There's a bunch of those all over them. Some are worse than others. I don't know how to get it off. I wonder if I ruined my napkin holders and if I can't use them. Like, it's kind of a cool look, like an aged kind of look, but like not really, you know? Like, that wasn't purposeful. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Hello, I am Simon. Use silver brass cleaner? Oh, okay, I'll try that. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna get what I can get off today, but I'll go on Amazon and see if I can't find it. Thank you, Adam. Because I'm really kind of distressed about that. But like I said, this is my fault because these have needed to be cleaned for years. And every time I see them, because I don't go into that cabinet often, the only time we really use the napkin holders is on Passover and if we have like a party, right? And so when I go in there, I see these and I have the desire to use them, but because they're not clean, I just use something different. I just use one of the other sets of napkin holders. And so like this one is really bad. Oh my gosh, I have to show you guys. This one is terrible. This one is so bad. Oh my gosh. I really can only blame myself for this because I put doing this off. If you guys have metal in your house, if you have steel or brass or gold, I think there's like also platinum. I haven't really seen platinum dishware, like flatware, but I've seen it like, well, I have like some platinum line plates and stuff like that. And every once in a while, that stuff does get a little tarnished. Y'all don't let it sit on there because it will eat at your metal. Look at this one. This one, wait, can you guys see it? Do you see all of that? That is not dirt. That's little tiny like brown spots. I'm trying to keep it cool because I'm on camera, but like honestly, I'm pretty upset about this. I didn't know that this was going to turn into like me just discovering that. So anyway, moral of the story, do not avoid cleaning your metal. Like just polish your metal, y'all. When it starts to get tarnished, just address it right away because you don't want this experience that I'm having right now because I'm actually like pretty upset. I'm mostly upset at myself. For just not addressing this sooner because had I just regularly cleaned these instead of being a lazy pants, because it's like it's in a drawer, so it's like, well, why clean it? It's in a drawer. I don't see it all the time. Blah, blah, blah. Well, you got to clean the stuff in the drawers too. It's like a very neat drawer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at that. Look at that huge spot. Wait, don't mind my knuckle. I like burned myself. Do you see that crap? Wait, I'm trying to show it to you. Do you see that? That is insane. That is bullshit. And that is rusted. That's rust. Now I can see it clearly. I know why it looks brown now. It's rust. Can that be repaired? Oh my gosh. Like on all of these, it's like really small. So it kind of is like a little cool looking. Like I could get away with it, like with a more antique look. That giant rusty spot, that's not cute. That is bad. Wow. That's so bad. Oh, this is so bad. I'm so frustrated. You guys just don't know. I'm like actually pretty upset about this. Right. That is a lot of damage, isn't it? This is totally my fault. I'm so upset about this. I really, really am. Oh, yeah, this whole set, this whole 3-ring set is pretty bad because it's like that one and this one. So it's that one with the really big one, and then look at this one. It has a couple of big ones too. So this is probably the worst one I've come by. These are not bad like that, but this one is a mess. And I heard that rust spreads like a disease. Adam, is it going to fix that? Is that polish that you recommended going to fix that? Because if not, I might need another solution. There has to be, I know that there is a way to get this off of metal. It's just like how? I'm going to have to like really research this because now I'm determined to save them, you know? Now I don't want to lose them. My mother got me these. I'm real sentimental about this because my mom got me these and she got them for me years and years ago. And you guys know my mom died like 3 years ago, and I don't want to get rid of these. I don't want to replace them because I can't replace them. Do you know what I mean? So I want to save them, but I just really dropped the ball waiting so long to clean them. That was just such a bad idea. This is gonna turn into me whining about how I like really failed to take care of my rings. It's so frustrating. I just feel helpless because I just don't think. I mean, this polish is helping, but it's not helping. Yeah, it's not helping the way I want it to help. Oh, I'm a little bit upset. This might be the end of the live. Just because I'm so upset about this, you guys. I made it through 4 of them. Like 4 of the sets. I did this one, and these 2. And they look pretty good, like from far away. They look really pretty. What if I were a heck of like, could you ever? I'm not sure that I could. But I did 4 of them, but I have some more over here that I need to do. But I think I'm going to do them off camera because I need some music or something to distract me from the fact that I think these are ruined. And I just hope that I can save them. Like at all. Like I have a feeling this one right here, I'm almost scared to clean it. Because now I can kind of tell where they're damaged. And like I think this is another one that's going to be really bad. Anyway, I was planning to tell you guys a really funny story about Mister, and I started the story. But now that I realize that rust has eaten through my brass rings, I'm not feeling in the story mood. Look at that one. Oh, sucks. Well, I mean, it could be a family heirloom if I can save them. I don't know that I can save them, though. I hope I can save them. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go, only because I have a feeling, like, emotionally, this is so first world. Like, let me just say that I feel like this life has been a bunch of first world problems. And if the worst thing that I have to deal with today is how to save my brass rings, that's not a bad day. Um, so I'm not complaining like in comparison to like other things that could possibly go wrong. Same thing with the story about my phone. Like if the worst thing that happened with my January, and that was the worst thing, is that I got robbed for an overpriced phone, and whether or not I felt like buying another one, that's not a huge problem. So I'm not complaining like, woe is me. It's like such a huge problem. But I am sad about these rings just because they're from my mother. I feel really bad that I didn't take care of them, like, because it's really what this is. I didn't take care of them. I didn't want to bother polishing them. I kept putting it off. Now they're ruined. And I feel like a little bit bummed about it. I'm also not happy that I dropped a couple spots of this on my table. It doesn't seem to have affected the finish on my table. It just feels a little bit rough. So I think I will watch it just to make sure that it doesn't like pull up the finish on my dining room table. But anyway, you guys, with the S series, what is the S series? I have a Galaxy 10 Plus. Is that part of the S series? I don't know what the S series is. Oh, thank you, Adam. Even if it goes away, it will I'll see it in the back. Like when your comment doesn't show up, it puts it in the back, so I'll still be able to see it. Anyway, I'm a little bit oh yeah, S10. Oh, okay, thank you, Amulet. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm so frustrated about this. I thought we were going to sit and I was going to have fun cleaning these brass rings and stuff. And when I saw the little spots on them, I wasn't happy, but I was like, oh, I'm sure I can fix that. But now that I've come to some where the damage is really, really bad, I'm a little bit upset. I feel a little bit sad. So I'm going to finish cleaning these off camera and do some research into if I can save them, because I would like to save them. But nonetheless, if your brass or your silver or your whatever is not as tarnished and destroyed as mine, this is what I used. I used Bright Touch. And let me show you something else I cleaned with it, because I actually tried it on my silverware. Hold on. I'll show you guys. So I actually used it on this too. So my knife, my silver was like a little bit at the bottom. So I used it on these pieces too. So it does work on other metals other than copper or brass. Other than brass, it does work on other metals, because I did clean my silver with it. If you want to try it, but of course, it doesn't work so well if you've not polished your stuff for many years like I haven't. So lesson learned. Wish me luck. I'll let you guys know if I figure out a way to save it, just because it might be useful if you have done what I did, which is neglect something that's precious to you, that's made of metal, and just not cleaned it for a while. But for now, I'm just bummed out and sad over it. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And thank you for joining me. And I'll have some pre-recorded videos going up hopefully next week. I just got to bite the bit and do the editing. I haven't done that yet. So I'll stop being lazy and I'll do that. And I won't keep going live just for the sake of not having to record, not having to edit videos. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to really just edit, and I'm going to be like a normal vlogger and just film myself and edit it and all that stuff. But this is fun too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.